excuse, bro.
Boots,
It's an excuse.
He wants to fight Crawford.
See, and you know what? I understand that. But what's that stake for Crawford? What's that gonna do for him?
Right. What's the value? Right.
What is that gonna do for him?
But you just said that the media needs to push certain fights. That's a great fight.
Oh, you think it's a great fight?
Between Crawford and
really?
Yeah. I guess I don't know shit about
crazy against Terence, Crawford. Are you kidding me?
It's a whitewash.
No, I don't think it's a whitewash, but I can tell you this: somebody's going to sleep, and it ain't gonna be Crawford.
Wow. Right here.
You crazy? Crawford versus who?
No, I said Crawford versus who?
You crazy, man. Y'all better put some respect on Terence Crawford's name. I'm letting y'all know right now. Put some respect on my boy's name.
We'll be right back, man.
Hey, qué rollo, quiero mandar un saludo a mi amigo Goodfella de parte de tu amigo Jaime Munguía. Un abrazo, carnal. Ánimo.
Now you see how it is, right? Now, I mean, I could debunk all this, right? But okay, you see how they asked him about fighting Boots, right? They said, well, if you can't get, why are you waiting around for Earl? He can't fight. He should fight Thurman. He like, well, Thurman don't want none. That's a fact. We know Thurman don't want none. Then he said, what about Boots, right? And Bradley basically said that it's a good fight, but somebody going to sleep and it ain't gonna be Terence but Crawford. Okay. And he kind of went on to a little bit and said that that Ennis be getting touched up in his fights. A lot of people say, well, his fights don't go that long with the whoop, but you can see it though. You can see it enough. See, a lot of y'all can't see it enough. God, and I told y'all that Delorme caught his attention. I don't want to use hurt or buzz, but Delorme caught him with an equilibrium shot and it kind of threw him off. He just was able to finish Thomas Delorme, and that's just the way that fight that went. But you to beat him, bro, you gotta walk to him and or punch with him. I'm a huge fan. I said I'd take him over Dennis Ugas right now. I said that. I said I'd take him over Dennis Ugas right now. A lot of y'all would say, we need to fight Blair Cobb. I'm just looking like, man, you know what Boots would have done to Blair Cobb. People just caught up in the fighters talking, just because you talk good, And I've been watching boxing a long time. I used to watch it all the time with Floyd, 24/7. All these dudes talk real good on 24/7, and it was the same result. And it was the same exact result every time, bro. So I don't get caught up with the fighters say. You can tell a lot of these guys ain't been watching boxing long enough. Anybody with a functional boxing brain knew Jaron Boots Ennis knew that what's the boy name? Blair Cobbs didn't have nothing for Jaron Boots Ennis. Anybody with a functional boxing brain already knew that. So y'all getting up and him just talking. Watch the fights. Listen to what his daddy said. He said he jumped out the ring. So come on, I want to see that fight for it. And that proved this past weekend with Alexis Rocha, which most of y'all didn't know who the hell Alexis Rocha was. So that is what it is. But like I said before, you see how the media sit there and say, how they push Boots on Bud, and that's fine. He should go out there and take him out, but they won't push him on Errol Spence. They asked a couple questions, but he going for Errol Spence IBF belt. How about he jump in the WBO and make himself Bud mandatory then? If it's that greasy, why don't he jump into the WBO and become Bud mandatory? It's simple as that. Jump in there, make him Bud mandatory, and see if Bud vacate a fight. Because he about to be Errol Spence mandatory, and Errol Spence either gonna fight Bud, fight Keith Thurman, or move up. I heard he's either fight Bud or move up. So ain't nobody gonna say when he move up when Jaron Ennis fight this title eliminator versus Custio Clayton and he becomes Spence mandatory. Spence dropped the belt. Don't nobody gonna say nothing. It took the media 20 years. I'm obviously exaggerating to start pressuring Errol Spence just a little bit. It ain't like it's a full encore full press on Errol Spence. It took them a long time just for them to see that Errol Spence didn't want to fight Terence Crawford. And a lot of them still don't believe Spence don't want to fight Crawford. They just catching on. And what I knew 4 years ago, going on 5 years ago, you know, but ain't nobody gonna say nothing when Jaron Ennis get the hell out of there, and Earl get the hell out of there and not fight Jaron Ennis. What happened to these sides of the streets? What happened to these sides of the streets? Come on. Jaron Ennis is on Showtime, bro. Bud can't get a Showtime deal. Devin Haney couldn't get a deal with Showtime. He couldn't get a PBC deal. So why we asking Crawford to cross the street for Boots Ennis, but he can't cross it, and nobody really questioning why he can't cross the street and fight Earl Spence? Why ain't nobody questioning that? Because Earl fight before Boots. Earl fought April 16th. Boots fight what, May 14th? So, I mean, that Earl fight can happen next. But, you see how they try to throw the next dude on Terence Crawford, but they don't put no public pressure on Earl Spence. And that's not even a PBC event. That's a top rank event. You see how they do it, bro? And then Bug get in there and obliterate Jaron Ennis, and then what? Or have a tough fight or lose to him, and then what? Where's the value in it? Where does it move? Where does Jaron Ennis move his career? It moves him nowhere. Even if he destroy him with one punch, where does it move him at? And what happened to these mythical sides of the streets? Him and Earl Spence on the same side of the street. Earl going to 54, Boots going up there too. Why not talk about Virgil Ortiz, who is the mandatory, who's almost becoming the mandatory for Terence Crawford? What about talking about how Virgil Ortiz and Blair Cobb called Virgil Ortiz for having pins after coming down Rabdu or whatever? And Rabdu is Rabdu, whatever it is, it's associated with anabolic steroids sometimes, right? Where people talking about what Virgil Ortiz is not Invada or USADA. Whereas people talking about Earl Spence is not, and Ugas is not nowhere on the internet enrolled in a random drug testing program. Where is that at? And we already know Jermell Charlo said the WBC Vada drug testing program was hogwash. Come on. But had that been Terence Crawford, came down with Rabdu or whatever, people would have been talking about how Crawford ain't a clean fighter, how Crawford, Crawford on this, that, and the third. You see how they do this? You know what I'm saying? Now they want Crawford to come to PBC to fight Jaron Ennis. Come over there to fight Jaron Ennis. He going for Earl Spence. Why ain't nobody talking about what Earl gonna stay? Or can you commit to stay defending your IBF belt versus Jaron Ennis? Nobody asking that question. Would you look at fighting Jaron Ennis at 154 pounds? Come on. Will you eventually fight Jaron Ennis? Come on. Come on. Now, Terence need to fight. Well, I need to come to 10. I could stay at top rank and got overpaid. Could have. It's crazy. But instead of really putting the full court press on, they choose not to. They choose to continue to give Errol a pass. You should fight. Well, why would I fight? Why would I fight Jaron Ennis? He got to fight title eliminary coming up May 14th. Why, I could fight Keith Thurman if I was gonna fight Keith Thurman, right? Keith Thurman could have been sent the offer. We could have been negotiated to fight Keith Thurman and see how PBC could have beat up on Keith Thurman. Now I turn around and fight Errol Spence later in the year. Come on. Why would I sit there, wait for Boots to fight, turn around a couple months later and fight Boots when Earl fight before Boots? It makes no sense. Do Boots really want that fight? Have Espinoza make an offer to Terence Crawford that's respectable. That's worth his word. If the money right, I'm pretty sure Terence is going there and fight him. If they pay Terence for how you want to get paid, I'm pretty sure Terence is going there and fight him. You could tell a lot of people ain't been around boxing. You could look at Errol Spence. Errol Spence was out here looking invincible until he stepped up in competition. Then the fight started to look a lot more competitive. That's what's going to happen with Jaron Ennis. Now, maybe at 47, it might not be competitive at all because he's bigger and faster and stronger than everybody else. But as he fight guys his own weight size, or as he fight guys with a good skill set, you're gonna see the fights become more competitive. Gamboa went through the same thing. Looked very superior, outclassing every opponent. He fought Terence Crawford, even though that is what it is with 50 Cent and all that, and he fought somebody that was capable of offsetting some of the things that he can do. Matisse said, it was a lot of hype about him stopping Lamont Peterson, stopping Mike Dallas when he fought somebody who was just as capable as he is, or can take his shot. Then he became a pedestrian fighter versus Danny Garcia. So, like I said, man, ain't nothing but fanboys in the media at all. At all. And they waited all these years with all this proof to start just applying a little. They ain't even really applying no real pressure on Earl. They just applying a little bit of pressure. They ain't even applying a lot of pressure. But it is what it is. And, like I said before, Bull go out there and slay him. And then what? Come on. I'm crossing the street for Ennis. I need to be paid I need to be paid. I need to be compensated accordingly. A lot of money, because I don't get nothing for fighting this guy. Come on, I don't even get a Mardi Gras bead. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check the welterweight and boxing playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Okay. Hit the Linktree link in the description and take your everyone producing content. I'm on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the whole nine. All my information is in the Linktree. You want to make a financial donation? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love, support. Check the Boxing's Welterweight playlist one time for one time. Peace, and check out my Detroit channel, Motor City Sports Talk, right here on YouTube. Peace.